Fernwood. Fernwood tonight. 30 minutes of whatever, coming to you almost live with your host for tonight, Mr. Barth Kimball. Tonight, Barth's guest will be George Krebs to explain why his wife, Sally, is a screamer. Tony Rolletti in a book that explains how he got to be this way. Possibly a surprise appearance by a newborn infant. And Happy Kind and the Mirth Makers. And me, I'm Jerry Hubbard. And now, here's your host and mine, Mr. Barth Kimball.
Thank you. Wow, thank you very, very much. Thank you so much. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome again to Fernwood Tonight. I am Barth Kimball. I should mumble that. Oh, I heard it. It's great. You know, some of us got into show business the hard way, through years and years of hard work and busting the part that goes over the fence last, if you know what I mean. And other people are born into it. And tonight on our show, I think someone may well be born into show business, literally. Those of you who watch regularly, and poo-poo on you if you don't, okay? You're going to remember that George and Sally Krebs came on to talk about the upcoming birth of their baby. They were going to use a natural method, the La Fromage, I think they called it, La Fromage method of natural childbirth, based on the practices of some African tribe. Hi, Jerry.
Right, hi, and that was a very interesting practice, too. Those of you who weren't watching last night, the basic idea, as I understand it, is that the woman goes out in a field and squats to await the arrival of Junior, and while the father's job is to beat a drum in time to these wailing screams of joy.
That's exactly right. Well, in the middle of talking about natural childbirth, old Mother Nature herself took over, and we thought the key event would happen right then and there, and well, it didn't, unfortunately, and
Or fortunately.
depending on how you look at it, or depending on how much of a stomach you have for that sort of thing. But the contractions have started up again, so George and Sally Krebs have been in a little field that we set up backstage all night, waiting for the Robert E. Krebs, or whatever they're going to name it, and I thought that was kind of nice of our guys, our stage men here at Channel 6.
They did a heck of a job with artificial turf and everything.
Everything.
Even put some litter in the grass,
Yeah.
which I think is fitting. Maybe might as well get used to it when he comes out.
That's
how it's going to be.
Felt kind of bad that we had to charge them what we did for the use of the field, but then we have to pay for it. Why not pass it on? That's the way I understand it. Well, anyway, right now things are kind of quiet back there. I don't know what's going on now, Joe.
I believe the labor has stopped temporarily.
Okay. Well, maybe we can bring up Mr. Krebs then, if he's not busy beating his drum. Mr. Krebs? George Krebs, you there? Well, George, what's happening back there?
Well, actually nothing, Barth. The labor has stopped for a while, but don't worry about a thing. That's perfectly normal.
Okay, good. It's been going on all night, though, hasn't it, huh? Gee, that must be pretty exhausting, isn't it?
Oh, boy, you bet. My arm's about ready to fall off.
No. How's Mrs. Krebs?
Oh, her? Yeah, she's doing fine. Oh, by the way, we made a cassette of everything that happened through the night, just in case the baby had been born. I knew you wouldn't want to miss it.
And then again, you don't know me very well, do you?
This is just a perfect example of the La Fromage childbirth technique in operation.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's got a nice beat, but I don't think you dance to it. I give it a 7.
And, stop, I think is the button you want, yeah. Speaking of things you can't dance to, good subject to bring up because Happy and the boys over here have whipped up a special little number in honor of your upcoming, or should I say outcoming child. Want to take it away, Happy Kind?
1, 2. Baby, you've been acting strange. Baby, like you got the mange. Baby, I think you need a change. So 1 for the diaper, 2 for the pins, 3 to for the Falcon and fun begins. Rock, rock my baby, rock, rock, rock. Baby, you've been crying since 3. Baby, you got gas, I see. Baby, pizza doesn't agree. So 1 for the Rolletti, 2 for the Tums, 3 to get ready, so shut your gums and rock. Rock, rock-a-bye, baby, rock, rock, rock. Oh,
Fantastic, Cap. They ended that with that, oh, yeah, which is the opposite of what I was thinking. That was great. Well, I guess, Happy, you might want to change out of that silly-looking hat you have on. Oh, you kind of like it, huh? Makes you feel young again. Yeah, you want to go maybe burp the Mirth Makers, and we'll be right back after these words. Stay with us. More than fine. Thank you. Kind of curious why you're not pacing back and forth, smoking cigarettes. You missed the actual waiting room or anything?
Actually, no. It's the drum beating, really. I'm totally exhausted. I couldn't pace if I had to.
I'll be darned. Well, maybe any minute now. Who knows? Folks, I'm sure it's probably a pleasure for someone when I introduce my next guest. He sings every night at the Vacation Inn here in Fernwood, and that's why he only sings once in a while here. At least that's one of the reasons. Please welcome our own beloved Tony Rolletti.
Again, you've outdone yourself.
Okay.
Wow. Oh, dear.
Little mishap.
Hey, what's the point of paying good money for a toupee if people don't know you're wearing it, huh? It's like buying a Cadillac and keeping it parked in the garage.
Well, sort of. It's great to see you, Tony.
Well, it's great to be seen.
Yeah, when you just were.
You know, I was out there singing. I caught you out of the corner of my eye, and you were singing along with Help Me Make It Through the Night.
Well, actually, Tony, we were singing along all right, but it was Help Me Make It Through the Song. Just kidding you.
I can see. Well, you know, I guess it's going to be one of those other nights when we just hang around and cut each other down and try a few quips and jokes. Well, I'm ready. I can crack jokes till the cows come home.
Maybe they'd come home sooner if you stopped.
That's such a kid.
Listen, I have something. What were you going to say? Something,
I was
Tony?
going to say, if we can't kid each other, who can we kid?
Seriously, I take a moment here, and I don't think this is the wrong spot to say something that Tony's a little too humble to tell about himself. I understand he's just signed a contract with the Ohio Safety Council. They're going to be using Tony's recorded voice as kind of a safety device on those 1978, 1979 new model cars. If you don't buckle those safety belts, you're going to hear Tony's voice singing Volare.
Probably use it for the keys as well.
Yeah, that was an annoying sound, that buzz. It was just grating. And for
Yeah,
Tony's fans here in Ohio, that'll be a pleasure.
Yeah.
Right on time. Hey,
Just
hey.
fabulous. You're still down at the Vacation Inn, right?
Yeah, that's right. Down at the Vacation Inn on Highway 89. 2 shows a night, 8:30 and 10. Come on down and have a little fun.
Okay. You're
Sip a couple bottles.
Still doing it, singing 2 records as far as, or have you gotten a band at this point?
Oh, yeah, we got a band. We got an accordionist and a bassoonist
Oh.
and a banjo and a lute.
Well, with those 4, you can just about play any kind of music you want.
Any kind of music you want.
I still say you were never greater than when you were doing that record pantomime act. That goes way back to the Dewdrop Inn. Remember out in the outskirts
Back
of
in the old
town?
dewdrop.
Oh, that was great.
My God.
And Tony has a new thing. It's a request show, which is not what you think. The request is if enough people call up and want to see him perform, he will get up on the stage no matter what time of the day or night.
that
and
right?
do a show, yeah.
Absolutely, anyway.
I think, what is it, 4, 6 they need? Used to be a dozen.
Those of you that, well, we come down, there's not a lot.
Well, depending on it, especially, yeah.
It's a great night of entertainment, believe me. I'll
You know, Tony, I understand that tonight you're entering sort of a new field for you, the ranks of the literary greats, or the near greats in this case, or in your case, maybe the ingrates. Just kidding. Hey, if we can't kid each other, who can we kid? Them. What is this that you're working on?
Well, Barth, I want to turn a serious page right now because I'm rather excited. Tomorrow, my very own autobiography is going to be hitting the bookstore in Fernwood. It's entitled Tony Rolletti, the Man and the Myth. And I'm pretty excited about it, because I'm aware of how much impact that this will have on all the little Tonys around and the Tonettes who might be dreaming and looking up to people like me and dreaming of someday waking up and finding out that they have talent.
Well, very much like the dream you must have right now. Here's the book. When did you start working on this book, Tony? Are we seeing that there? Can you see that?
That's a handsome cover there.
Isn't that beautiful? That's your picture right on there.
That's me. Well,
Okay, the
who
Man
else
and the
would be
Myth.
on there except the old Tono?
Maestro.
Oh, it's the large print, too. That's a good idea, the large print for some of our older people. That's great.
Yes, I started working on this. It's amazing, when you put your mind to things. What was just an idea 3 weeks ago is now a published reality.
There's a whole section on all the menus they featured there at the Vacation Inn.
Yeah, a
All
whole
these
chapter on that.
Yeah, I noticed this thing. It's just chock full of amusing photos and
You have a
anecdotes.
lot of my favorite food here too. Some of my drinks. Here's the tuna fish milkshake. That's a good one down there. I like that, boy. I tell you, I can drink 4 or 5 of those a day.
Let's just open it on Earth.
Are these the real menus or just reproductions? Okay.
Okay, Tony. Now, wait a minute.
Something in
Right here. What is this here? Can we
Well,
see
a
that?
lot of people are wondering about Tony and where he lives and everything, and this is my place. It's a little place of mine. It's what I call heaven on earth. See that? My little place.
Little heaven on earth on wheels, I guess. Because it's important for someone who's on the road as often as you are to be able to get out of town fast, right?
That's right. That's right. It is. It's very important, basically, because you have all these young groupie girls and stuff, and they're always trying to catch the O-tone, but they haven't done it yet. Seriously, though, I'm a big guy, and when I get up there, and I don't look back on the people that helped me on the way up. I try to recognize them for what they are, and we skipped over the dedication here.
I did. I just went right to the meat of the book.
Well, I want to say something about it because it's to one of the all-time great entertainers of all times, Mickey Williams, who is right here in the front. It goes, to Mickey, all admiration and respect for singing your way into our heart.
I think you can make that into a whole record. You have another hit record. You deserve a bullet for that one.
I tell you. The talent just comes out,
Yes, it does.
It's interesting enough. I don't know. I guess you guys know Mickey. Remember Mickey? He used to
I
work.
don't think. Do you remember him?
Sure,
He's
sure.
kind of a legend here. I remember.
He's the one that recommended you for your job, right?
He's the guy. He's the guy that helped me into show business. He worked at the Vacation Inn just before I did.
Is that right? And he recommended you for the job?
No, he died. And after he had his fatal coronary, they called me in, and of course, the rest is show business history.
And interestingly enough, as Mickey Williams would have wanted, he passed away in the middle of a show on the stage at the Vacation Inn.
I remember that.
And they were able to get Tony down quickly enough to save the show. They didn't have to even return those cover charges, did they? They continued.
And it was just the way Mickey wanted it, too, because I remember once I was talking to him when Tony was just starting out, and I said, well, what do you think about Tony Rolletti? How about letting him share the stage with you some night? Do you think that could ever happen? And he explained the only way it could happen, and it's amazing.
How was that?
Well, he explained that it would have to be with the full consent of the union, and...
Oh, right, because he had a lifetime contract there.
There's some other stuff in there, too.
Yeah, what is... Oh, I got one right here that might be interesting.
Oh,
What is
great. This is a great time. This is me. I was age 9, and this is me on a pony. It was one of the big days of my life. It was my first gig and my first pony ride. You can see I'm in there, and got my little toupee on there, too.
Okay, we can see it. We can see the pony pretty easily. What was the job?
I think I sang a couple of songs at Tony Coulter's 9th birthday party.
Really?
Yeah. And of course, I got many more jobs after that. Of course, that's all history.
Look, I hope you do really well with it, and it's great to see you.
I appreciate it, you know.
Your
You're one of
work
my
is a
good
great
buddies.
door jam, too, won't it? If you're, that air conditioning goes off in those hot summer months.
Just about the same height as an air conditioner. You can just put it right in there. Hold that window open.
And interesting enough, in the back here, we have a map to New Jersey, just in case you ever want to use that.
Well, why don't you use it? Too bad there's not an arrow pointing to Jersey on it. Thank you very much. We'll be right back after a word. I want to read.
I love you all.
Very close. We're back. And we're back with Tony Rolletti and George Krebs. Tony, did you, by any chance, prepare anything to sing for us tonight?
Yeah, I just sang it.
All right.
You want me to sing again?
No.
Hey, listen, there's some chick out there moaning over me.
No, Tony, she's going to have a baby.
Hey, you can't prove anything on old Tony. They come down to the club, I buy them a drink. If they go home with somebody else, that's their tough nuts.
Keep that up, honey. Sounds good.
Oh.
That's my wife. Yeah. That's labor, all right, Bart. I'd recognize those screams of joy anyway.
Okay. Well, Krebs, maybe you better get your drum in gear. Take your drum and beat it, as they say. And get backstage with your wife. Could be any minute, I think.
Coming, honey. I'll be right there. Keep screaming.
Have a good baby.
Whatever you're doing. Well, Tony, while all this noise is going on, maybe it is the perfect time for you to sing. I think that might be the best idea. Is that something?
No, it doesn't bother me at all. I tell you, we get a lot of rowdy crowds down at the old Vacation Inn.
Oh, but this...
So it doesn't make a difference to me.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, what a trooper. The sweat is barely caked up from the last number, and he's going to start out with a new batch right here. Tony Rolletti. You ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, in honor of Mr. and Mrs. Krebs, who's going to make their little child, him or her, make their debut on our show, I'd like to dedicate this song to them. Happy? They took the breeze in the trees, playing weird melodies, and they call that the birth of the Krebs.
Seconds. Stay with us.
I told Silver Show on TV 12.
Well, as you can tell by the old cigar smoke here and that cute and incessant crying, that Mrs. Krebs and Mr. Krebs are the proud parents of a baby girl, courtesy of the La Fromage and Balagiba childbirth method. Isn't that wonderful? Congratulations, really.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Come on, it's your little girl. Sure you don't want to buy a cigar?
I want to talk to my lungs out here.
Well, if you'll sign for it, just sign for it. Okay? It's a good $1 cigar.
And interestingly enough, I think Mrs. Krebs heard Tony sing and started her morning sickness all over again.
Really? What name are you going to give her, Mr. Krebs?
Well, Barth, in honor of Dr. La Fromage and of course, this show where it all happened. Thanks.
Well, almost all of it happened.
Right.
The part we could show.
Right. Well, we've decided to name our little girl Fern Fromage Krebs.
Oh, that's terrific. It's a poetic and a delicious name, I think, with fromage in it. It'll age well. Anyone out there want to buy one of these cigars? There's a beautiful $1 cigar. Now let's celebrate.
It's just a courtesy price of $1. We're not making any profit on this.
And that first person gets matches with it free. Okay, there you go. Just take that one.
You know, very seldom a child is born. You got to celebrate it. Really. It's a wonderful child. This is like an adult pageant.
I'll get your money from you later. Okay.